All right, guys, I'm back with the VAC case. In my last video, I showed you how to get your seized brakes off, and today I'll be showing you how to put it together. So, as you can see here, I have cleaned the brake to my best ability and the pad. I've also cleaned this part of the brake too with the shims, and I'm going to be reinstalling it into here. So I recommend getting this as clean as you possibly can before doing anything. So first, these little bolts right here, I had a leak, so I'm gonna try plumber's tape just around these little threads right here. So let me do that real quick and I'll get back. Okay, I've got one done so far. So these little screws go in these little holes right here. So I'll try doing it with one hand, it's a little bit more difficult. So you try, just start screwing it in. Okay, go as far as you can. Now here's my little trick I'm gonna try. Let me grab a screwdriver, electric. Oh, sorry, that's my brother's three-wheel bike. Okay, so I've got my drill here, and actually I'm gonna take this bit out real quick, and I'm gonna fasten it to the screwdriver. Whoops. So you put it in, leave some of that like silver part there. Hold up. I'm gonna tighten the screwdriver in, so just give me a second. Okay, so now I'm gonna change it from reverse to in. I'm gonna put it to the hole. Like a charm. That's actually probably the easiest way to do it if you don't have any special tools to get the studs in. So now, as you can tell, you're gonna have a little bit of like a plumber's tape around it. So I'm gonna cut that off. Now you can use anything. I'm just gonna try using a chisel real quick. Just kind of, it's what I got right now on my hands, the closest to me. So you just wanna kind of edge around it if you can. If you can't, that should be fine. I'm just gonna leave it. Just don't let much, oh, there we go. Just don't let much of it come off. So, don't leave it hanging. Okay. I'm gonna do the next four and I'll be back. Okay, so I've got all these bolts on. Next step is to grab this guy right here. Now, you wanna make sure you have metal shims on here. I should have two. One second, let me bring it over to my workbench. So, pull these shims off, if I can. Gotta be gentle because you can break these. You should have two on there. So here's one. Oh. It's kind of two stuck to each other. Sorry, it's a little bit difficult. There we go. Two. Now, there's some grease around there. I'm just gonna clean that up. This will stop any sort of leaks. So now, you want to make sure these two little brackets right here, little knobs, they're on the side. You don't want them up, you want them on this side. So, I'm gonna put it on. If you can. The other way. Oh, why doesn't it want to come on? One second. Okay, so I got it in. You want to be careful. So, now I've got these 4 bolts that go on all 4 corners. So you take one lock washer, and then the nut. You want to make sure it's the right way. And just screw it on. But before I do that, oh, sorry, the camera away. Before I do that, I'm gonna put some Loctite on these bolts. So I've got some Loctite right here that I'm gonna use. I'm just gonna pop it off. There we go. So it's popped off. Take the bolt in the washer now. So right here, it's a little table. And you're gonna put some Loctite on it. You put the washer. And you're gonna put the bolt. Now for the people that don't know quite what Loctite does, is it helps hold the bolt on through like, with the like rattle of stuff. So it helps. Personally, I think it helps. I don't know, everybody's got their own opinion. So I'll get these last 3 put on and I'll be back. Okay, so I've got these fastened. So now I'm just gonna take a wrench and I'm gonna start tightening these. So it goes on pretty easy. If it doesn't, sometimes it means you've got a little bit of metal chunks or something in the bolt or on the threads. But I cleaned up the threads in the bolt, so should be going on nice and easy. So you just want to get these nice and snug onto here. Don't put them too tight or too loose. You got to find the Goldilocks point of these. So I'll tighten them all and I'll be back. Sorry. So I took this brake pad and I got this brake pad on. It's directional, so the way you took it off, I recommend taking photos as you work. So I've got this on, so that's good. Okay, sorry, I forgot to start recording again. So you want to get the plate you had originally, and you want to start fastening these bolts into them. So I don't have anything fancy at the moment. All I've got is a little wrench like this. So wouldn't recommend it, but that's all I've got. So I'm gonna get all these 4 bolts on and tighten it. So I'll be back. Oh, I almost forgot, by the way. There is a, oh, not this bolt. This bottom bolt right here. It should have a spring attached to it that goes up to this little hook. I about forgot about it, so I'm happy that I found that. So make sure you do that as well. Okay, I've got this on. So next you want to find, there's this little bar like this. It's got a little hook on the end too. You want to feed it through this little hole right here. Hold up, this little hole. And you bring it all the way down. So once you do that, hold up. Hold up, how is this done? Oh, sorry, this isn't all the way down. So this needs to be all the way down. This is a little floorboard. I put this up to help me get my bolts on. Oh, sorry. I screwed the bolt in so I wouldn't lose it. So you wanna make sure this is all the way down. Okay, all the way down. So now the little hole lines up with this bracket. Sorry, now the lighting's gonna be bad for this. So, okay. Now you want to feed it through and you want to just screw it in. So, I'll be back once I've got this all together. It was a little foggy. So right now, I've got this little spring. This spring has to hook up to this little bracket right here. So I'll hook that up. Trampoline spring works perfectly for this. Okay guys, so I've got the spring in and I've got the rod. Little copper pen goes here, if you didn't know. So everything's in. I can't start it and drive it because the transmission fluid came out when I was doing the brakes. That might happen to you as well, so just be careful with that. If you're wondering, PB Blaster, for anything that you struggle getting out, spray some of this and let it sit, does magic. So that was all for today. Have a great day and check out my other video. Okay, so today was a great day in the shop. Tomorrow or in a couple hours, I'll start working on the other side and check that out. I haven't dug into that yet, but you have a good rest of your day. Goodbye.